Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you like this video. With that, let's get into it. Was this a stupid idea? Yeah. Did you regret that? Nope. Currently, you were sitting on the couch in the common room after having agreed with Mina that everyone should get together to watch a horror movie since it was spooky month. It wasn't even halfway through the movie and you were already resisting the urge to tug your blanket over your head so you didn't have to watch the ensuing jump scares that were bound to happen. Did you forget to mention that you were terrified of scary movies? Well, terrified may be a little too dramatic, but you hate loud noises. So pop-out parts always threw you for a loop. Do you cry? Do you vault over the couch and run away? Maybe throw your blanket over the TV? The possibilities were endless, though you kind of hoped not to do the first option, since you were sitting right next to Bakugou, and you definitely did not want to subject him to the horror that is your crying face. Surprisingly enough, everyone turned up to Mina's little impromptu Halloween movie night. You were sure at least Ida would have skipped out, but he's as dutiful as ever, claiming that it was his job as class president to attend to all class get-togethers. At least, that's what you thought he said. You stopped listening halfway through his enthusiastic speech. Even more surprisingly is that Bakugou had agreed to join in. You had a sneaking suspicion that he was just there to enjoy the fear in his classmates and the gore of the movie. But what did you care? Other than the fact that you liked him. But we don't need to talk about that. The couch was full as well as the floor. You were sat between Kaminari and Bakugou, who was at the end of the couch. Since the start of the movie, everyone has been inching closer together in fear. You included, though you didn't notice it was Bakugou that you were squinting closer to. That was until a jump scare came up and you jerked, accidentally bumping his shoulder. Quickly looking at him, you hastened out an apology before scooting away as best as you could. He just grunted in reply before turning back to the movie. Your face heated up in embarrassment before the movie drew you back until the next jump scare. How in the hell can people watch this without getting scared? Well, Todoroki seemed to be managing just fine, you thought drily. His eyes were watching the screen, but his facial expression never changed from his normal one that he always had on. He must be superhuman, even though, technically, he is. Actually, you all were, so you couldn't really use that excuse, now that you think about it. Shaking your head, dirty thoughts You glanced at some of the others in the room to see how they were faring. Mina and Carrie were squished together, the latter's face hiding slightly behind Mina's hat. An amused grin danced across your face at the couple. Your grin dropped when you spotted Minata trying to press up against Asui, though it quickly returned when she shoved him away, right into Shoji, who proceeded to pick him up and toss him out of the room. Ida, Midoriya, and Uraraka were also sitting close together. Ida tried to keep a straight face, but you could see the fear hidden behind his facade. Sarah and Kaminari were holding onto each other for dear life. You snorted softly at the spectacle. Finally, you worked up the courage to recite at Resident Boomboy. As you turned your head, you almost immediately whipped it back around, wide eyes returning to the movie. Bakugou had been looking right at you when you made eye contact. Dear Lord, why? Why must you keep embarrassing yourself like this? As you let yourself relax, after your ridiculous reaction, you stay attentive to the movie. From then on, not noticing the red eyes that would glance your way. As the story got more intense, you found yourself completely immersed. So immersed, in fact, that you didn't see the next jump scare coming. And when it did, it reminded you of why you didn't want to do this type of thing in the first place. Screams burst out from various classmates, some pouncing on the people next to them. This particular scene was paired with an extremely loud and sudden bang sound. That sound causes you to lean back into your seat, curling up slightly as tears formed unwillingly in your eyes. The noise was prolonged, so you covered your ears as tears started trailing down your face. It felt like your heart was trying to beat right out of your body. This is such an annoying fear, you thought angrily, as tears still continued to pour out from your eyes. Not even a second later, you felt muscular arms wrap around you, pulling you into someone's lap. Your eyes popped open in shock, jerking your head up to meet a pair of red eyes. Bakugou was looking at you with concern, though he also looked kind of angry, so you may be wrong. Wait, what are you even thinking right now? He just pulled you into his lap, reached up, and wiped your tears, albeit a little aggressively, before tugging your head and smashing it against his chest. Honestly, you're okay with not receiving oxygen. Who needs it anyway? You finally registered that you were still crying. It usually takes a couple of minutes for the effects of the fear to wear off enough for you to stop. So you decided to just roll with it. In a moment of bravery, you curled up in Bakugou's lap, wrapping your arm slightly around the arm that was previously used to smash your face against his rock-hard chest. What was this guy's routine? He danced beneath you, but relaxed after a couple of seconds, bringing his other hand to awkwardly pat your head. You would have laughed if you still weren't feeling the adrenaline. After your tears subsided and you fully relaxed against Bakugou, you pulled away to look at him. "Thank you." Your voice was no more than a whisper, so only he would hear it. Surprisingly, you didn't seem to disturb anybody with your crying. Well, the movie was up pretty loud. His eyes searched yours before looking away, what looked like a blush darkening his cheeks.
"Don't worry about it."
You felt a tap on your leg. Turning, you saw that it was Mina that had tapped you. Carrie was also watching the exchange. Tilting your head, you gave her a questioning stare. She looked guilty as she whispered, "I'm sorry, I forgot to warn you about this part." So someone did notice. You smiled softly at her. "Don't worry, I'm okay." Your eyes faded to Bakugou before meeting your eyes again. This time, your voice was slightly teasing. "Yes, I can see that." Giggling, she turned back to the movie, shuffling closer to Kiri as he flashed you a gentle smile before I turned back to the movie as well. Having got a quiet laugh, you turned back to Bakugou, making a move to get off of his lap. You didn't want to overstay your welcome. Before you could move any further, Bakugou's arms wrapped around you again, this time keeping you in his lap. "It's fine." You looked up at him in surprise. This time, he met your stare without turning away, though he was blushing. "You sure?" He just raised an eyebrow at you, his look saying everything. "Right, yeah, you're sure." Without another word, you curled up in his lap again, his arms staying wrapped around you. This time he was less tense about the affection. He even went so far as to start rubbing your back every once in a while. You decided that despite what just happened, you would still watch the movie, since the plot was actually interesting. This time, you just used Bakugou as a personal shield when the pop-out part showed up, peeking out from behind his arm that you brought up to cover your face. His beefy arm worked great for a face cover. Who knew? But after all what happened that day, you were sort of happy that you cried. Otherwise, you would not have known that Bakugou loved you too. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I hope you enjoyed listening to this as much as I did making it. Anyway, goodbye.